Out of all the Sonic cartoons, The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog may very well be the most controversial. Why? Well, before we get into that, let's get into what the show is about first. It's about, well, the adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, as he travels around the planet Mobius with his best friend Tails, going on all sorts of weird, wacky, and even downright surreal adventures, as they try to foil the plots of Dr. Robotnik and his goons, Scratch, Grounder, and Coconuts. Now, that doesn't sound too special. So why is it so mixed amongst the fans? Well, that's because this was one of 3 Sonic cartoons released during the 90s, and it aired alongside the much more acclaimed Sonic Sat AM. As such, it was widely seen as an inferior product that took viewership away from a much better show. But, to be honest, I don't know. Comparing these two to each other is kind of like comparing Adam West's Batman to The Dark Knight. They're just so different from each other, it's kind of disingenuous to even compare the two. Now, I've never seen Sonic Sat AM, but I definitely will at some point. But Adventures is honestly not that bad. In fact, I'm willing to say this, as a kid, this was my first true exposure to the blue blur, and honestly, I still find enjoyment in this show all these years later. The show itself wants to be more like the classic Looney Tunes shorts you'd get back in the day, focusing more on zany, off-the-wall, and slapstick humor more than grounded, serious storytelling. And, in a way, it does give it a unique charm. A cheesy, 90s children's show charm. It ain't groundbreaking work, but it's a perfectly fine show that you can turn on and for you to turn your brain off too. I particularly like the friendship between Tails and Sonic. I think they actually do work as a kind of big brother, little brother duo. And Scratch and Grounder can occasionally get a chuckle out of me every once in a while. I even think Robotnik is hilarious, and honestly, with how weird the show is, you never know what adventure they'll go on next. In one episode, they could be liberating an underwater kingdom, the next saving a comic book artist, or somewhere mixed in between all this, taking care of a baby black hole. It just keeps me on my toes and makes me want to know what they're going to do next. I wouldn't recommend it to any newcomers to the Sonic franchise, but if there's a really little kid, this is a perfectly cute cartoon for them. As is, The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog is perfectly adequate. I think I would honestly take the Looney Tunes over it, but hey, if you want a more zany take on the lovable hedgehog, who am I to stop you? Put on your running shoes and check it out for yourself.